Um, I'm gonna just start off as this. I really don't know what to name this channel, but I'm gonna just name it Derrick-sama because that's what I like, and I think it's also funny too. But I just wanted to say, if you're watching this video, I just wanted to say how's your day going, and like, um, I hope you take the time to really focus on what's important to you, because I think this how I want to start well. First, I'm gonna segue into the topic, but I want to get what I want out first. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll put it in the description. I'm not gonna put it in the video, but I'm gonna put it in the description under the YouTube video. But I'm kind of nervous, so but I really wanted to talk about specifically how this society is fucking cooked, and especially for young people. And I also want to talk about how us young people have to navigate the society, this new era of society we have to live in, because it's at its end. It's at its end, and it's not this whole system. It's gonna fall. Like regardless of how people feel about it, it's gonna fall because there's no strong foundation at all anymore, and it's sad that us as young people we're at a crossword where we have to realize a lot of things before this society ends or is at its at its end era or whatever the fuck y'all like to say it is. But um we have to really consider that now in the time that we're in is that we've been lied to big time, especially of how are told how to go get a job or how we're supposed to receive education, money, cost of living, food. We've been lied to very bigly, not very bigly, but like on a very big scale, and it's kind of, if you see me looking down, it's touching it wrong, but we've been lied to on a big scale, and it's really sad that to say this, but our parents really failed us really bad because they weren't upfront about a lot of things the society has in place that wasn't really correct. And I want to start talking about how a lot of us are going to have to adapt and change to this new system or this new way of living in the society. When I mean society, I mean America, but we can just say in general because it's not only happening in America, but it's happening around the world too. But I'm gonna speak on America because I live in America, specifically Georgia. But I think a lot of things that is going on is in the result of corruption, and I think also outdated system that's not working. I think that when it comes to the work, especially the work, I'm gonna say start on the workforce specifically. I think the workforce, just finding jobs now is very hard, and it's not even matching to what is currently the cost of living. So a lot of us have to work like two or three jobs just to make ends meet and survive, and like basic needs. And I think that's crazy as fuck that young people coming out of high school are looking at the job market and seeing the pay rate, and it's not matching to what's the cost of living. And I think a lot of parents where they fucked up is they're thinking from their era and then they're putting it on us and saying it's the same when it's not. And a lot of these parents, I'm gonna be on, a lot of our parents are fucking, some of our parents, I ain't gonna say everybody's parents, but I say a lot of our fucking parents are fucking lost. They don't even know what the fuck is going on. And I think young people, we're gonna have to either team up and like, either y'all gonna like, I feel like young people now are gonna have to either team up and either find and find different ways of living, or um or either like pairing up with each other, or just um thinking outside the box when it comes to the norm, because the norm of what y'all parents or people before us was living is not the same as ours, because we're in an era where we're in an economy that's fucking inflated, and then we're also in a job market that is already I wouldn't say like I wouldn't say in it's at a I'm gonna say at a stagnant. I think it's at a stagnant. It's not as there's not a lot of there is opportunities and job positions, but they're not hiring people. You know, and if they do are hiring people, they're hiring people to do more than one job or more a job out of their. They're doing their job description they are assigned to do what they signed up to do, but they're doing more. So they're being worked more, but being paid the same. So we're not being paid for based off what we're working or how much we're working. I'm gonna say that we're not being paid how much of we're working. So I think I'm kind of nervous right now because there's a lot that's going on. But I think just that in itself, the job market is fucking is cooked, and I think younger people are gonna have to get on board with finding ends meet with doing online because these jobs they're going out of business or they're not paying people for what they're worth and they're making people do 2 or 3 times work of the load. And there's no fucking point of doing that if you're not going to pay me for the fucking work. So I think we're also gonna have to um look at food differently too because a lot of these foods that we're eating is not even fucking good. So we're not only the job is fucking bad, the job market is bad, but food is not even healthy, in specifically in America. So cost of food, just just to eat healthy food. We're not talking about GMO foods. We're talking about just eating healthy food is more expensive than eating fucking fake food. So we're gonna have to find other end meet to make other ends meet to make fuck food. If that makes sense, I'm trying to say like, we're gonna have to find other ways to make ends meet through buying, you know, by by by. What I'm saying, what I'm trying to say. Oh, we're gonna have to make ends meet by not doing the. What I'm trying to say the traditional route, if that makes sense. You know, like a 9 to 5. And I'm not saying 9 to 5 is bad, but not really give the full 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm noticing that if you work a full 8 hour job, right, and your paycheck, right, they're taking the same amount. They're taking more taxes. Well, I'm gonna say for taxes in Georgia, they're taking a lot of taxes out. They're taking a lot of your money out of for taxes, and you're not really getting a lot if you were to work a part time job, but they're not taking a lot of taxes out. So it's I feel like intentionally they're forcing people not. I feel like they intentionally want people not to work full time jobs because it's like if you're gonna pay people a full paycheck, but you're gonna take so much out of if you don't have kids, if you're gonna take so much out of their paycheck for taxes, and it's not really a lot, to live off. Right? It just well live off that 8 hours they're working every day, 48 8 hours of 40 hours a week, and but if they were to work a part time job and and if they were to work a part time job and and they I'm sorry. If they were to work a part time job and they were to take out less taxes out of that, but they would still get the same. They would still get a bit more if if they would get a bit more back, and if they were to they would get more money back, and if able to go find another job, another part time job, and do the same thing, they will make a bit more than if they were to work a full 8 hours. And I think I'm realizing these corporations are realizing that. So this is why a lot of people are not really wanting to be hired because y'all are really taking a lot of you're overworking them, and then also you're taking so much taxes out of their paycheck, which is not livable for them to survive on, and then which is forcing them to also consider to be part time to go get 2 or 3 part time jobs and work that and live off of that because they're not getting so much taxes removed off their paycheck. So it's crazy, but I think the old way of like finding a traditional job is going to be an end. Like unless it's like something that requires you to go to school. and requires you to uh, have a degree in that field, you know? And but even still, those jobs are not even safe either. Even those people in those fields are going through it because of the fact that they have to. There's still the same overwork load, and also them siding down on people working at the job because they want to save money. These corporations want to save money. So it's not only that y'all are not paying people the work, but you're sizing down, so you're increasing the workload but paying them the same. So I really do feel it for us young folks because we have to think of different ways of living because society doesn't want to tackle on the really root cause of like these jobs and not them increasing minimum wage or matching the minimum wage with the cost of living, you know? So yeah, but I think another thing I want to segue in, and I'm all over the place, but I think another thing I want to segue in also is just how also how we're like socialized now. Like a lot of us, like especially a lot of us Gen Z are very alone, even though like it may not seem like it, but like we're alone. I like just I feel like nowadays people don't want to hang out. What I'm trying to say is like a lot of people these days don't want to hang out or like actually be in each other's like physical presence, you know, because of how much you know things we got going on in our lives and how we have to adapt to this you know new society that we're living in where like we have to make different ends meet, which is not bad, but it's also like not good at the same time, you know, because I feel like if you're gonna encourage people to work, they need to at least have a good balance of you know like outside life. You know what I'm saying? Like outside of work, and I think a lot of us Gen Zs, especially, we really don't spend a lot of time with each other the same way before 2020 happened, and I think when the pandemic happened, I feel like a lot of things you know changed drastically in how we interact with each other because of technology and social media. And I think a lot of people are more comfortable with you know being on social media more than just actually being you know a physical person with each other and actually meeting each other in person. And I think that's kind of sad to say that we kind of see each other that way. We rather text and like be on social media than actually like meet up in person and hang out. But even that still is it's more expensive to fucking hang out now too. So it's just like there's no point of fucking hanging out. But that doesn't stop it from you know people from trying. But I think social media plays a big role into like why a lot of our generation is not really hanging out and being alone and spending a lot of time in solitude, which is could be a good thing because it could also encourage you to you know see your life in a different perspective and find out what works for you. But I think there's also need a space and time where you actually have a lot of people or close friends around you that you know that actually enjoys your companies and stuff. So I think I think this era that we live in currently is very interesting and telling because I feel like this is the era of like people being really silent, like not silent but like silent about the things they go through, their and things that's hurting them, and just keeping it to themselves and really not like really vetting and opening up to other people. You know, um, it's just I'm right now I'm and granted I'm 22, so I'm still young, but there's a lot that happened, you know, and like in a time span of 4 years, you know, like a shift. There has been a shift where a lot of us are realizing that you know the world's not the same no more, and it's that it's gonna get pretty lonely, like a lot of lonely. There's going to be a lot of people, you know, killing themselves because a lot of people can't handle that type of shit, that type of pressure or adjustment in their life because you know it's just it's crazy, you know. You have I feel like now we're realizing family members and friends are not really family members and friends. It's not it's giving enemy, but um I think it's also an eye opener to see what options you have. Not outside only, not only in America, but outside of America too. Because I think America's not really what it seems it should. It's not really the land of dreams and opportunities like it proclaims to be. Um, but yeah, I think that's all I have to. I think that's all I have to say, much pretty much. But I don't think that's everything. Honestly, I think that's it. I think that's all my rant. But I think also that I did talk about jobs. I did talk about friends. I did talk about families. I think there is a big shift that we're realizing with family members. Like they're really not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are realizing their family members are really not really their family members, or like just fucking toxic, you know, and they don't want to put up with that. I feel like our generation is realizing like our family members are not worth our health, mental health, because some of them don't want to change and heal. And let's talk about relationship too. I think also relationship too. Um, it's a scam these days. A lot of people don't want to heal. A lot of people out here are broken. A lot of people don't want to take the time to go heal and actually become better. And I feel like a lot of people are actually just enjoy hooking up than actually having quality relationship with each other. You know, because that's easier. Just having sex and just moving on. But I don't encourage nobody to do that. But there is a big shift in how we interact with each other, and it's not going to be the same. It's going to get progressively worse till it gets better. But um, yeah, I think that's what I wanted to talk about. But at the end of the day, one thing I will say for people who are my age or anybody age is that who's going through this, where they're suffering in silence and realizing that their society is failing them in every aspect, is that at the end of the day, you have yourself. Choose yourself, love yourself, because that will take you way farther in life than picking people over you. Because people don't have your best interests these days. People don't have your best interests, and if they do, cherish them. But a lot of people these days don't have your best interests. A lot of people are looking out for themselves, just like our fucking society. So, in government and jobs and every aspect. But a lot of these, a lot of people these days are realizing them that being by themselves is more peaceful and less stressful than hanging out with people who they can trust, or who consider family, friends, or like colleagues. And because at the end of the day, I feel like if you being genuine and you choosing yourself will go very far in life. You will go very far in life then, and 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 find the right people for you, than being around people who don't even acknowledge you or your existence or your well-being, and you know is yeah, your well-being. And I'm the reason why I'm saying that, because I'm a man, so it's kind of harder for us to put ourselves out there and mingle with people. And not to say it's for me it's difficult, but I think the issue is that being reciprocated back. And I think a lot of guys tend to like ball up and keep what we're going through to ourselves rather than expressing that to people we can trust, because most time people don't really give a fuck about like what we go through anyways, because they just say we can just suck it up and just keep it moving, which is not true. And yeah, I feel like this era is it's really self-explanatory. If you be genuine in yourself, and you will go very far in life, because a lot of people out here are really going through it, and have nobody to go to. And that's why I say invest all your time and effort into you, because at least you can at least see that return come back to you. Because with other people, you rely on other people, That shit is not 100% guaranteed. Nothing in his life is guaranteed, but you're fucking. But you, the only thing that's guaranteed in his life is you dying. That's literally fucking it. You're not really guaranteed anything in his life besides that. You dying and you choosing yourself. That's the only thing you're guaranteed. So anybody who's going through the same thing I'm going through with the society, job market, friends, family members, um, choose yourself. That's the only way you can survive this. Um, and find like-minded people who can understand you, even if it's a small group. You know, cherish them because a lot of people are finna really go through it in this new era of society. Um, because a lot of people are not able to adapt to it. A lot of people can't handle that. You know, and it's sad to say, but you know, so yeah. Um, but yeah, yeah. That's all I have to say. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. But it's kind of I don't want to make this like a down video, but I think one thing I learned through all my experience, you know, from school, from graduating up to being 22, currently 22, is that picking yourself, you actually doing the work and you healing, you finding ways to better yourself is more an investment than investing in people who don't give a fuck about you or who don't, or into your fans and family members because they really don't have your best interests, you know, fully, 100%, you know. And if they do, cherish them, you know, reciprocate it back. But a lot of people are not fortunate enough to have that. So if you can invest all that time and effort into yourself and, you know, find like minded people you can click with because we're in some end times, very fucking end times. So this is a very spiritual battle. So it's either you picking yourself or and getting close to God or you falling victim to the society and its dysfunctionality. So yup, that's all I have to say from this video from Derrick-sama. If you learned something from this, if you have something you want to share, you learned something from this, I want you to put it in the comment and start a conversation. So yeah, take care.